अभी ये प्लम्बर तेरे सारे पाइप्स खोलेगा।
Okay, I'm Piran,
And I'm Victoria.
and welcome to our channel. We decided to make a video where we would record ourselves watching Bollywood movies.
Yeah, so for our first video, we decided to film ourselves reacting to a Bollywood movie. We're actually ABCDs, American-born confused desis. And, some nights when you have nothing else to do and you just want to let your brain turn into a little cotton ball, you look for a Bollywood movie to watch. I'm not, denigrating all Bollywood movies, but there's some Bollywood movies where you put it on and it's either extremely charming and kind of cheesy, but simple and good, or it's just so bad that you have to laugh and just let it all wash over you.
Yeah, and the unintentional comedy that comes from these really bad Bollywood movies for us is more enjoyable than like a scripted, typical run-of-the-mill garden variety comedy movie. We really enjoy seeing the amount of work and effort that goes into these movies from behalf of like the production staff and the actors and actresses involved. And you always know you're gonna get some good song sequences and dance sequences, and then some great over-the-top action depending on the genre. So we decided to watch Heropanti 2.
Yeah, and the origin story is that one night I was surfing Amazon, I had nothing else to watch. And Heropanti 2, which was released earlier this year to streaming, flashed on the screen. It's got our boy, Tig as we call him, Tiger Shroff.
Yeah, Tig.
And, I'd watched Boggy and I'd watched War. And I know the little dude is a hardworking, talented martial artist and dancer, but he can't act worth a darn. And then I saw the IMDb for Heropanti 2 is one of the lowest I've ever seen on the platform. It's like a 2.6.
Out of 10.
Yeah,
2.6 out of 10.
Consider my interest peaked, I decided to put it on. I watched the first 20 minutes and I was like, bro, you gotta see this. We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it together. So we've watched it before, and then we decided to, it's the best movie, one of the best movies we've ever seen. High praise, 10 out of 10. Unintentional comedy,
yeah,
amazing.
We're gonna go back and change the rating on our Amazon profile to rate it a 10 out of 10.
I need more movies like this.
I think more people need to watch it.
More people need to watch it for sure. It was definitely shot during COVID, and there were a lot of scenes. Like, okay, so I don't know how much of the crappiness can be attributed to COVID and how much is just because it's a crappy movie. But like, for example, the opening scene with Nawazuddin Siddiqui, who plays the villain, they use like some weird Photoshop composite instead of an actual location filming. And then there's just a lot of weirdness going on. But actually, now that I've seen the whole movie, there's a lot more actors and a lot more extras, so I don't even think COVID can be to blame for how bad this movie is.
Okay,
because initially I watched the first 20 minutes. There's like not very many actors. A lot of the shots of the background crowd is like a totally, stock footage or whatever. And then like the sound was really odd because there's no sound effects in this movie except for, like punch sound effects and then like the actor voice acting, because every single Indian movie is ADR'd. But yeah, I thought it was really weird, and now that I've seen the whole movie, I think it's just because it's a really bad movie.
Yeah. Basically, the characters, you have Tiger Shroff playing RJ
and Bablu
/ Bablu.
Double role.
Yeah, double role. You have Nawazuddin Siddiqui, like you said, playing the villain, who is a magician.
Named Layla.
And then you have Tara Sitaria, who we've seen... Well, we saw her first in this movie, and then we saw her again in Student of the Year 2. Again with Tiger. And she's playing a UK-born billionaire who is a very successful gamer.
Online gamer.
Yeah, online gamer. And the story is very convoluted. We watched the movie all the way through. There's lots of flashbacks that kind of take you out of the present time and put you back into the past.
It starts with Nawazuddin Siddiqui basically channeling Heath Ledger's Joker mixed with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. In a scene that's basically a ripoff of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, so he and his cronies and his associates. First, he's performing a magic show where he lets a snake lick his beard and then he makes a woman float.
No. It licked his beard.
That lady's like, I can't believe I paid money for this.
She's a bad actress.
Clap.
What was the point of this? Does him being a magician come into play at any point later on in the movie?
No.
And it's two totally different locations.
Yeah, they cut between two totally different locations, and then he is told that people are waiting for him, so he just leaves the lady on stage.
He leaves the magic show in the middle of an act.
Yeah, and his audience is very disappointed about that. And so he goes to visit his associates, and they're all sitting at a long table.
What is this music?
What is the bloody urgency? Hello, everybody.
What is the bloody urgency?
कि 31 मार्च पास आ रही है और मेरे पास टैक्स भरने के लिए पैसे नहीं हैं।
And then he tells them that they're going to be robbing all of the banks in India, but not without a little bit of magic.
Yeah, and then he stabs a guy to death like 30 times.
मुझे मार दोगे तो जादू कौन दिखाएगा? जादू।
Oh my god!
But that's when we get introduced to all the other cool characters like
Mark.
Mark,
What is the bloody urgency?
and Wong, and Dogra.
Yeah.
And then that guy who looks like he doesn't speak Hindi, and he looks so utterly confused.
Yeah, that
and then
guy.
it turns out that he's Indian.
Yeah.
And he understands everything.
Yep.
And so the plan is basically that they're gonna wipe out everybody's bank accounts when they pay their taxes on March 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan.
But I'm so confused because later on in the movie they reveal that they already tried this plan like a year and a half ago. So why is he explaining it as if it's like a brand new plan?
That's where it gets confusing because it's like the writers had a lot of trouble making everything come full circle.
That's why I can't tell the difference between the past and the present because like it's like the same plot in the past and the present.
Yeah. So, and then after that, you get the title card, I believe, where they play the Whistle Baja song from Heropanti 1.
Yeah.
Then we cut to RJ's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a name. She's just
No,
mom.
she's just mom.
Yeah, and she's praying for him because he's naive and he's going to be introduced to the
he's
world.
also simple-minded.
He's very simple-minded.
कुछ शायद आइडिया नहीं है FMI for more information MBBS मेरा बच्चा भोला सा एकदम मासूम है
Got that right.
And they're in England. I believe Yorkshire is where they're
Yeah,
supposed to
Yorkshire.
be. Yeah, so then they show him at work.
Oh, excuse me, sir. You can't take the drinks outside. I'm really
I'm just
sorry.
going for a smoke.
No, you can smoke here, but you can't drink it. Sir, if
I
you would just...
can't smoke inside, then I can't take a drink outside.
You can actually drink
What the
inside.
hell is this?
Just a rule, please. Behave yourselves.
You want us to behave?
Please calm
You
down.
want us to behave? No, do you think you are, mate?
Whoa!
I don't want trouble, please.
Oh my god!
Poor baby.
What a loser.
What a loser!
Oh my god.
You lie down, mate.
Oh my god. There's a lot of scenes in this movie of Tiger Shroff getting bullied and like a crowd of people laughing at him and calling him a loser.
Specifically, they point and laugh.
They point and laugh. It's so funny. It's so bizarre, and like all of the extras are terrible actors.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like a bouncer, and he's got his little bad anime voice acting thing going on.
Yeah, that's when we started noticing there's a lot of ADR in this movie, and that's when you thought...
every single Indian movie's ADR'd.
Every single one, but the ADRing, like, ADRing stands for, like, it's like when you dub over.
Yeah,
right?
it's dubbing over.
So it's dubbing over your lines, but in this movie, I've never seen this before in other Bollywood movies. I've noticed bad ADR before, but I've never seen it to where it's like a person will be moving like this, you know, like just
Yeah.
Like grabbing something and going, I have to go, right? Or they go like,
Shah Rukh Khan does that a lot.
I gotta go, you know.
Shah Rukh Khan does that a lot.
Yeah, but everybody's doing that.
Everyone's doing that in this movie,
Yeah.
so everyone sounds like a bad anime voice actor.
वो नया नया रिश्ता है, brand new. आप इनाया के भाई हैं.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
And Tiger Shroff, especially, you know, boy tries hard, but he's not a good actor. So he vacillates between like kicked puppy dog and then like extreme villain, channeling Hrithik Roshan. And it's so in this mode, in his first job, he's kicked puppy dog as he's getting like bullied by all the scary British people, even though he's like super ripped and clearly like 35, you know, but he's acting like, oh no.
I'm really sorry. Strictly guest list tonight. Come on.
Guest stuff.
Maybe next time.
Poor loser.
Whatever.
What loser?
Bye.
You know, like,
Yeah, hey, you can't take your drink out.
like a little baby. And
Yeah, he's dumb baby. He's like, you know, cool guy.
yeah,
And then
he's like Saleh, you know,
Yeah.
Amir Khan.
Oi, Saleh, you
Yeah.
know, Abe, you know, that type, like Amir
Gangster.
Khan, Amitabh Bachchan style. And then he's like a bad,
Villain.
villain. And then he's also like, what's the fourth one is like, you know, like, kyun yaar, you know, like, this is so lame, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, wise guy type, hip guy or whatever. And so, yeah, so he flubs that job. He gets fired basically because I guess everybody laughed at him.
You're not allowed to get bullied.
No, it makes the establishment look really bad. And I mean, he did let those guys out with their drinks, so he probably got fired for that. And then after that, you know, he has a touching heart-to-heart with his mom, where he flinches a couple times, and then she leaves him the next day to go pray for him.
No, he basically came home with cuts, and she said, I was so worried that I quickly bought a ticket to India to go pray for you. And that
Yeah.
gets her out of the movie
Yeah.
for like 90% of its runtime.
Yeah, yeah.
Conveniently.
Yeah, so she's gone. And then he's got another job where he's going to be like a personal driver, right? Or an assistant or something for Tara.
No,
Shimoda.
he becomes a personal driver.
Yeah,
he just
so-
becomes a personal driver, and they never actually show him driving.
Yeah, so he's supposed to become the driver. And then we cut to this other character who's Tara Sataria's character.
Yeah.
My life moves at 100 Mbps. No time to buffer and waste. Schedule.
Ma'am, Webzine magazine has featured you. Top 10 games of 2022. Angry Girls. Introducing Inaya Saran.
Sue them.
What?
He's the driver for her, but then when she sees him, she recognizes him, and she insists that he's her ex-boyfriend.
Oy Landeer.
ये अचानक टकीना से डर रहा कैसे हो गई?
कितने मरवा रही है अब तक? पता है कब से ढूंढ रही हूँ तुझे?
Okay, what did you just say?
Bublu.
Yeah, Bublu, but he's RJ,
Not Bublu.
not Bublu, and he has like this inner monologue going where he's going like, "What did she just say?" You know, like,
Anime monologue.
Yeah.
Death Note monologue.
yeah, and she's going like, "Look, Duffer," you know, and grabbing him and manhandling him.
She's basically assaulting him in
yeah,
public.
and she makes him take his pants off to look
Because
at his
Bublu
butt.
had a mole on his butt.
Yeah.
But somehow RJ doesn't have a mole on his butt. And that's
Yeah.
never explained.
देखो, here.
Is
मेरा
he
नाम आरजी है,
whispering?
बबलू नहीं, ठीक है?
तो अब मेरी आंखों में आंखें डाल के बोल कि तू बबलू नहीं है. बोल.
मैं बबलू नहीं हूँ.
So weird.
So creepy.
Just let me know what you're trying to prove, okay?
His voice acting.
चल लंगा हूँ.
Sexual harassment time.
अरे बबलू के पीछे ना
क्या कर रही हो?
एक तिल था. So come on, hands up, pants down, till out. Bob,
Are you crazy?
come on.
Princess Violet.
देखो, you know when to sound.
It's Inaya ma'am's office. You can't escape.
It's so sad.
What's going on?
Why is the guy in the background doing this? Look at the guy touching his beard.
Stroking his look at that face.
This is so embarrassing. This is the second
Madam,
scene of Tiger
इस
getting
बबलू का पप्पू तो
humiliated in
clean
front of
है.
a crowd.
Yeah, so that entire exchange happens. And then right after that, she goes to her assistant, you know.
The whole world wanted him dead.
Yeah, but she didn't even know why he disappeared in the first place.
No.
So she says really dramatically, the whole world wanted him dead, and then we cut to this crazy montage of
the
Tiger
best montage ever.
on a bike
It's
going
the
through the
best
city,
montage
and they play
ever.
the theme song for the movie.
Bablu. I thought he was dead.
Why?
Do you know why?
No.
Because the world wanted him dead.
Yeah. So they have him doing all these tricks on his bike and everything through the city. And then he gets back home, and then he has a John Wick safe box in his wall in the set.
Yeah, in the really bad set.
It's a horrible set. So inside the box, he's got a cell phone. And on the cell phone, he calls the architect. And he's the plumber.
The plumber.
Yeah, plumber. And so he's been compromised. And it's the guy who was Layla's buddy, right?
Yeah, the guy who acted like he couldn't speak Hindi.
Yeah, he was sitting there during that meeting like, you get any of that?
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy's saying. Like,
It was the guy who couldn't speak Hindi. The plot twist is that he can speak Hindi.
yeah, so I was shocked to see him again the first time I watched it. I was like, that's that guy.
Yeah.
I thought he couldn't speak Hindi, you know, because he looked so confused. It turns out that Mark, Dogra, Zahid, Wong, and then the last guy who's in Russia. Those are the 5 guys, and then there's Layla.
Oh, the last guy's like Uhad J or something like that.
Yeah, his name is like Uday or something.
Yeah, something
Uhad.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, so those are the 5. The 6 of them are actually still alive and well, and they're like dispersed throughout the world, but they want to find Bablu. Or RJ in this case, Tiger Shroff. I'm just gonna call him Tiger Shroff because if we go between Bablu and RJ, it's gonna be so confusing for everybody. So they want Tiger Shroff though. They want to find him. So after that exchange, shortly after that exchange, they send a guy to his house.
Yeah, okay, so Tiger Shroff calls the guy who acted like he couldn't speak Hindi, and he thinks that that guy is like his handler because Tiger Shroff secretly is an agent, but it turns out that the guy who's the architect has been compromised and is working with all these mafia bosses.
Yeah.
And they reveal that in the beginning that he's like actually evil.
They flash back to 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, they do, because it's like
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, and then they show the guys with the really bad voice acting.
Whatever Lela is planning can impact the whole world. We need to stop him before it's too late.
31st March keeps on getting
Fat guy
highlighted.
with the
We
glasses.
sent our capable officer to infiltrate Mr. Lela in his organization, but now he's dead.
Some guy on Fiverr. The Fiverr voice acting, where they say, he's an Indian citizen, what are you doing about him?
What do you say, Mr. Khan? After all, he's of Indian origin. What are you doing about him?
You know?
Really bad voice
Horrible
acting.
voice acting.
Yeah, so after, okay,
And that's
so,
when we get introduced to Asid Khan.
Yeah.
Right? Asid Khan is his real handler.
Yeah.
And that's the guy who wasn't there because, no, Asid Khan retired.
Yeah.
But they never explained what happened to him.
No.
He didn't retire.
No.
He's been there the whole
He's been
time.
there the whole time.
But, like, he doesn't show up for the rest of the movie. So, yeah, so then Asid Khan, they revealed 2 years ago. So before he went missing for 1.5 years, 2 years ago, he was first contacted by Asid Khan.
Because he's a famous hacker.
Yeah, famous hacker.
Famous hacker Bablu.
Yeah, famous hacker Bablu who trolls people with Amitabh Bachchan gifts. And he gets contacted by Asid Khan. He breaks into his apartment or his house, and he's got a Rubik's Cube that he can't solve.
मुझे लाइट और लाइमलाइट दोनों पसंद नहीं है ना नेटवर्क मिलेगा ना इंटरनेट सब जाम कर दिया
हम तुम्हें कब से ढूंढ रहे हैं?
Yeah, so, you know, I can solve it any time, but
किस्मत से मिला
we're having a conversation now, so
He was recruited as a super serious hacker by the Indian, I guess the Indian authorities, to catch Layla, who they were trying to get two years ago. And since Tiger Shroff was like this great hacker, they're like, you need to go get Layla. I don't know why the hacker would be sent to after Layla, but whatever. So anyway, and then Tiger Shroff's like, okay, sure, I'll do it. And then he goes to a bar and tells his friend, like, hey man, like the Indian security tried to like recruit me instead of catching me because I'm a notorious hacker. And his friend's like, oh, are you gonna do it then? And then just then, Tara Sataria walks into the bar and she's having a fight with her boyfriend. And then she's like, oh, I don't need you. I can kiss whoever I want. Like that guy over there, the really attractive one. The most attractive guy, like 1 out of 1,000,000 in India who just happens to be sitting right there.
No, at first you think she's talking about the stringy-haired guy who he's with, the designated ugly fat friend who Tiger brings with him everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Tara Sataria tells her boyfriend, you can't touch me whenever you want. I can kiss whoever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that guy, you know? And then she goes and plants one on Tiger. And then there's like he plants one on her in a really weird way.
No, she plants one on Tiger and then pays him money. And then he's like, I'm no whore. And then he kisses her and then gives her a single like rupee.
Yeah.
And he's like, have a nice day.
One chivani.
Yeah,
you know?
single chivani.
He gives her one chivani.
And then the song sequence starts.
Ah, the first song sequence in the movie.
The first song sequence in the movie with like Sims music.
That's so embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Look at his neck is bulging.
Why is he trying?
He's trying really hard.
Poor boy's trying so hard. Tiger Shroff sang that song.
Yeah. And so that's our first song sequence, and Tiger's really trying hard.
Tiger's always trying really hard.
Yeah, for the dancing.
That's why it's so fun to watch him, because the boy tries, and he does not succeed.
And they keep putting him in these really tight pants where his butt is like choking in the fabric.
His butt is like the focus.
Yeah.
There's so many shots.
Yeah, like even the suit that he was wearing earlier was really tight in the butt. It was
and they
really
were
crazy.
like doing a slow pan up his back with the butt and then the back and like major focus points.
Yeah, so during the song sequence, you see the development of the relationship between him and Tara Sataria. Take me out! Let me out! Immediately, this is what you see after
Yeah, it's like, Morpheus, welcome to the real.
Welcome to the real world.
Oh my god.
And you see that she's seen his butt, so she would know that there's a mole on his butt.
So that's the third.
Yeah, that's the third tiger butt fixation.
Third tiger butt scene where another person sees his butt and then he's like, oh, they saw my butt? Oh no.
Yeah, she saw everything, you know? Like,
oh, she saw everything.
Yeah. So then they introduce at that point that Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Layla, the villain, is Tara Sataria's older brother. She's supposed to be so rich, but her outfits look like they're from Shein or Fashion Nova.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Exactly.
Real-
Tiger Shroff intentionally went to her bar or something to run into her so that he could get closer to Nawazuddin Siddiqui. And she brings him to a party, and then Nawazuddin Siddiqui gives him a rose. And then he goes, you're working with Assad Khan, aren't you? And then he's like, oh, me? Assad Khan? Who's Assad Khan? I don't know who that is.
No, he does that later because they cut it off right when he says you're working for Assad Khan.
Oh yeah, that's when the flashback ends.
Yeah, but he tries to smell that plastic flower, and Nawazuddin Siddiqui's like, give me that.
No,
He puts it
he's
right
like, no, before you hurt yourself, let me just put that away.
Yeah.
So instead of extracting Tiger Shroff, because Tiger Shroff's like, oh yeah, Tara Sataria figured out who I am, come get me. They basically just send like a hitman after Tiger Shroff.
An obvious hitman.
A really obvious hitman.
No! The architect has sent me. Are you the
plumber? Come in.
I like how it's only disguised under the glasses.
Oh my god.
You didn't think that this guy would be the guy who's trying to kill you?
I'll be out in a jiffy.
No
I'll
problem,
be out in a
buddy.
jiffy. Yeah.
And then Tiger Shroff's just like, hold on a second, I'm packing my stuff.
Yeah.
And then the guy like targets him, but before he can get a shot in, Tara Sataria hits him over the head with a frying pan, and she'd come to his house because she wanted to collect his DNA because she's a psycho in this movie. Like, she just acts like a total psycho. She's not a good actor either, and she just acts like a total, like, psycho, you know, aggro assaulter.
Yeah. She's whack.
Cartoony.
Yeah,
Cartoony.
very cartoony. Then they have this crazy fight where they destroy the set, which is good because they're going to need that set multiple times later in the movie.
Yeah. No, this must have been the last time they used the set.
Yeah, is when they're like, okay, guys, you want to help us tear down the set? We're done filming, so just, you know, go crazy. So the guy's got like this duffel bag full of guns, and then Tiger's really working hard, getting in all those flips and everything like that.
In the ballroom dancing scene.
Yeah, they do the ballroom dancing in slow motion.
While they're being shot at.
Yeah, and then he, you know, he gets shot in the butt.
But they managed to escape.
Yeah, but that being shot in the butt, that's the second butt fixation scene in the movie.
Yeah. I need a tiger butt counter.
Yeah.
So the first butt scene was when Tara Sataria pulls down his pants in public to check for a mole. And then there's like hundreds of people just standing around going like, oh my god,
there's that one
Tiger's
guy.
butt.
There's that one guy who goes, ow, ow, ow.
No, there's another guy in the background going like this.
Yeah, stroking his beard.
Stroking his beard menacingly.
Yeah, at the side of Tiger's butt.
Yeah, right behind him. And then, so that was the first tiger butt scene. This is the second tiger butt scene where he gets shot in the butt. And then they go to a hotel, and then Tara Sataria, like, hits on him.
Champagne? Champagne is a drink for two. किसी के साथ पीने में ही मजा आता है ना?
That's all she's giving him.
Why is his voice acting so bad?
काफी सारी चीजें हैं जो सिर्फ दो लोगों में ही हो सकती है.
कहना क्या चाह रही है?
Holding hands.
Glass shattered.
No, the anime thought.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, yeah.
Wait, what happened to that?
Yeah.
But then she's like fake hitting on him because she's like, I hate you. No, first she only decides to help him out of there if he admits that he was her boyfriend and he was lying before. So he admits, yeah, I'm Bubble, I'm not RJ. And then she goes, you left me for 1.5 years and I couldn't find you. So basically, Tiger Shroff was in witness protection program for 1.5 years and he knew this lady before. She was his girlfriend. And now she's mad at him because he left her without telling her why. And basically, they're in this hotel room. And then before Tara Sataria can like kill Tiger Shroff herself, the hitman comes back. And then there's another action scene in the hotel room, which ends with them leaving and going to the garage.
Yeah.
The garage of the hotel.
The garage is where the best
parking
car
garage.
scene, the best fight scene / car fight scene ever in the history
of mankind.
Ever since film was invented, it's the best. I swear to God, the next Fast and Furious movie is gonna have a scene that like tries to rip that off because it was so good. So they get to the parking garage and a bunch of guys show up in Ferraris and Mercedes
and Range
Rovers and they start blocking them off. And then Tara Sataria gets slapped around and that like triggers the friggin' sleeper cell agent in Tiger Shroff.
Jason Bourne. It's like the Naruto music.
अब इनको देसी तड़का दिखाना ही पड़ेगा.
In the editing, you have to put the Naruto.
No, this is a total anime thing where he's like, guess I have to show my full power.
Yeah. And then there's just complete violations of
complete
physics.
disregard. Complete disregard. Physics? No.
Yeah, so...
Not in our fight scene. They all go back in their cars? What's going on? Time and space.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
And then there's like a 650 up because they just keep driving.
They just handed him a weapon.
Like, one car hits a concrete ramp, and then they play the theme song again, which is so awesome.
No, all of the henchmen. There's like 50 henchmen, and then the action choreographer is like, "Oh man, I don't know how to write us out of this spot, so let's just have them all crash into one pylon for no reason."
Yeah.
That like sequentially, one after the other, decide to commit suicide into the pylon for no reason. That is just how that ends. That fight scene ends there.
So,
very luckily.
Yeah, so then they manage to escape in her yellow Lambo. They go to the countryside because he still has a bullet in his butt cheek.
Yeah, this whole time.
Yeah, and then they get to the countryside, and I don't know, are there any scenes of note with Layla in between then? He makes that guy commit suicide, right? By hypnotizing him with tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
Yeah, with the composite clouds.
Yeah, the really bad clouds and then the weird focal length.
Yeah.
Where that guy looks
so
like...
after Tiger...
Yeah, not Hrithik.
After Tiger and Tara escape from the henchmen in the 50-car pileup, we cut to Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and he's like getting this guy to commit suicide.
The henchman who failed.
The henchman who failed. He's getting him to jump off a building with hypnosis.
Yeah, he hypnotizes him to jump off a building. And then he says, you know, like, we got to get this guy back.
Wait, so the henchman survived the 50-car pileup, apparently? Okay, so he actually survived the 50-car pileup just to get killed by Layla.
Yeah.
Nawazuddin Siddiqui in the next scene.
Yeah.
So in the present day, he has a bullet in his butt and he's going to the vet with Tara Sataria.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the vet is inexplicably dressed in costume.
Yeah, so the doctor comes out and it's like this really like busty woman who's wearing a prom queen sash.
For no explicable reason.
Yeah,
no explained reason.
Yeah, and it's like she's like a horse doctor and she says like, oh, the doctor that you usually see is gone. So I'll treat your butt, and Tiger is like so down for that. He takes off his pants and just stands there humiliating himself.
Yeah.
And
the director was sure to get like a zoom out so you could see Tiger with his pants off.
Yeah.
Like, let's zoom out and make sure we get all of this in frame.
Right, yeah.
Tiger exploitation show.
Showing his quads. They even had him like standing in the flex pose to flex his quads. And so then he takes his pants off and lies there, and then she injects his butt with the painkiller, the sedative, and then she smacks his butt. So that's another Tiger butt scene.
Number 4.
Yeah, Tiger butt scene number 4. And then we get like a really close, juicy shot of her digging around in there with a popsicle stick. and then
you have the blackberry jam coming out.
Yeah.
It's all chunky and fruity.
And pulpy. And then Tara Sataria gets grossed out.
And passes out.
She passes out, and then when she wakes up,
the doctor's like, oh yeah, you went to the zombie party.
The zombie party!
Oh yeah, forgive me. Oh, I should have known better. The zombie party, of course.
Okay, the zombie party.
Makes perfect sense. We're on the run. He just goes to the zombie party. And the zombie party, you know, they're so common. Everyone knows what a zombie party is.
So then we cut to the zombie party. Yeah, the best.
The second song sequence.
The best song sequence in the whole movie.
And that was when A.R. Rahman was banging the keyboard in frustration.
So that song is called Dufakar. So we'll put that into the review right now. We'll just play some parts of that song because you can't really explain it. I don't know how many times you can say bad words in a YouTube video before it gets flagged for content and stuff. But I mean, the reason we're saying that is because you just have to listen to it, and then what does it sound like to you? You know, listen to it, and just what's the first thing you hear when you hear this? And it's fast, and it's slow, and it's loud, and it's quiet.
They put it in so many times.
Yeah.
They put it in so many times. If you listen to it on the stereo headphones, you got like surround sound.
Some people make 8D audio tracks.
8D whispering in your ear.
Yeah, so and he's trying really hard to dance and everything, and he's got these sunglasses on probably because he's crying because it's so bad. But you know, people who are familiar with like Bollywood movies and like specifically familiar with like Hrithik Roshan and stuff would be easily able to tell like he's totally chanting Hrithik in this like song.
Yeah, he's a super fan of Hrithik.
Yeah. So everything from like the costume to the facial expressions and the fact that he keeps going like this, you know,
Yeah.
and like that with
Yeah.
his sunglasses on, it's very much like Hrithik Roshan, you know, when
Yep.
he was like ascending in like the Doom movies and stuff.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, that's the zombie party. And then during the zombie party, in between the breakdowns of the theme song, we see Mark killing people. Oh yeah, while the beat is still banging, Mark goes and kills a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah. Including the prom queen veterinarian.
How'd you take that?
Where'd you get that outfit from?
There's an Indian guy that came in here. Where is he?
I don't know. He just got up
What's
and
she
left.
wearing?
What's going on in this hospital?
I mean, the tiger snapping some guy's neck.
That was the very beginning. Tarzan's like hot, and then he like smacks some guy in the head.
After that song sequence, they go to the train station.
It's a complete. They just cut in this movie. They just cut to completely different locations all the time.
Yeah.
Like people just teleport to different locations.
Yeah, so they're at a train station, and they get on the station, and Tara Sataria asks Tiger, you know, where were you for the past year and a half? And he's like about to tell her, and then all of a sudden, the front of the train blows up.
And the Adobe After Effects.
Adobe After Effects.
साल के लिए तुम कहाँ गए थे?
It's like a really bad.
कहाँ गए थे तुम 1.5 साल के लिए?
Oh, this is when the second flashback happens with the Cavalli and everything, right? Yes.
बोलो ना 1.5 साल के लिए.
कहाँ गया था?
His anime dialogue is so
सारे पैसे
good.
गायब हो गए. हैक कर दिया.
इज्जत देने वाला भी वो है और जिल्लत देने वाला भी वो.
What? Adobe After Effects explosion.
And then a Mercedes drives into the train and keeps driving and destroying all the seats.
The train is still going. The Mercedes is driving through the train.
Because the conductor is just mashing all the buttons on the console. And then the car catches up to Tiger and Tara, and then there's like a little fight scene that goes on. And then Tiger and Tara exit the train, and then all those guys are there.
They're there waiting for them. All the mobsters that were looking for Tiger earlier, and they're like mob army.
Yeah.
And then they're like, huh, we finally got you. And Tiger's like, no, I planned this.
Yeah, so...
And then he reaches into Tara Sataria's Birkin that she's been carrying around everywhere, which is apparently empty except for like a wallet. He's like, this is a GPS tracker. And I'm like, no, that looks like a wallet to me.
It wasn't even a wallet. It was like a red piece of paper with like a chip on it.
I thought it was like a leather wallet.
No, I thought it was a red piece of paper with a chip
Oh, wow.
on it. Yeah.
Well, that was really lame because GPS trackers can be like the size of your fingernail.
Yeah. So,
when did he go through her purse?
I don't know.
And then his affect completely changes and he's like, villain Tiger.
Yeah.
So he's acting like all cocky.
Yeah, because he only has like a handful of expressions, We didn't see it in this movie, the super angry expression, but basically it's like he's got the sweet expression, which is like
Puppy dog.
like smize, where he goes like
over the top, cartoonish.
yeah, and then he's got like the sad expression, which is like, and then he's got like the bad guy expression, which is like
so bad.
it's like blue steel or something. It's really bad, and so
It's really, really bad.
no, it's horrible. You can always tell, like, he thinks he's being subtle when he switches between them. He does that later in the movie, like, he's acting, and it's just bad. But anyway, so,
No, what about when he's scared?
oh yeah, when he's scared, he's like, it's like, stop it! You know? So then Mark's boys start attacking him, and we get some really awesome stunts, like jumping over the bridge.
Yeah, no, he jumps over the bridge onto a moving train, but then ends up back at the same place where he started. It's like Inception, man.
Yeah.
Like, the whole plot twist is that Nawazuddin Siddiqui had trapped him in an alternate reality from the beginning.
Yeah, so, so then after Mark, Mark gets him, apparently Mark is the only one strong enough. He doesn't have a pipe with, barbed wire on it or an axe or anything, or like any hatchets or any weapons. He just uses his fists to like beat up Tiger, but he makes sure to cut his shirt open with a little knife.
Oh, yeah, no, we had to get Tiger ab exposure.
Yeah. And so then he says he's gonna kill Tara Sataria, and then Tiger's like, no, not if I do it first.
Yeah.
Her too.
Let me make it easier for you. मेरा भी पीछा छूट जाएगा.
Mark, what are you doing?
We don't kill women, Mark.
पागल हो गया तू? मिस्टर लैला की बहन है वो.
And then she
Kill
looks,
her. She's worthless. to
yeah,
me.
so she looks really betrayed. Mark's got a gun to him, and then those two guys, Dogra and then Uday, I think, try to stop, talk him down. And then, but they're speaking to him in Hindi, and it's like Mark doesn't understand Hindi.
Mark didn't understand Hindi. That was his downfall.
Are you stupid? Just drop the guns.
अरे gun back.
Mark can't speak Hindi. Because then he gets shot in the head.
He was shot in the head by Nawazuddin Siddiqui because Nawazuddin Siddiqui's like, don't shoot my sister. And then, somebody knocks out Tiger with a gun. And then they cut to Tiger very loosely tied up to a train.
But crucially, Nawazuddin Siddiqui also stabs Mark.
Oh, yeah! He starts stabbing him and, like, dancing around his body like an ape from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. So, yeah, then they tie him to the train, and he's got the kunai from Naruto. And
But he's very loosely tied to the train.
very loose. loose. And Tiger is making no expression whatsoever. And Nawazuddin Siddiqui says something about the expression of fear. And
Yeah,
so,
Nawazuddin Siddiqui's like, if you're not scared, then it's not fun.
Yeah.
And then he starts walking away, but then he shows that he has, like, a grenade pin in his hand, and, like, he apparently put grenades down before Tiger had even woken up, and just took the gamble that they wouldn't go off before Tiger woke up.
I'm surprised he wasn't going through his dialogue really fast. Like, yeah, anyway, you know the thing about fear. Well, anyway, this isn't worth it, so let's get out of here, guys. Because it's like,
This is boring.
yeah, what if he did kill Tiger with a knife? Then he'd be like, guys, we have to get out of here. We have to go. And then they'd be like, why, boss? And he'd be like, because. And then he pans out and show all the plastic avocados that they have on the train tracks. But, yeah, so then he blows up, and Tara Sataria and Nawazuddin Siddiqui drive off.
And they think Tiger's dead. But then they
Yeah.
cut to a bunch of, like, styrofoam wood chips, and Tiger comes out, and his phone is miraculously unharmed.
Yeah, because he gets a phone call from his mom who's praying for him. And then she says she'll be back in 10 days. And then he's like, okay, 10 days, that's plenty enough time for me. And then he, like, shakes all the dust off his body
Yeah.
by flexing.
Yeah.
And all the dust, like, comes off. And then they have this, like, big Baja band music playing. And then,
Cut to a funeral.
Yeah, and then they say 10 days to go after intermission, presumably.
Yeah.
And then they cut to his fake funeral, where Nawazuddin Siddiqui is doing more stuff. Like, every time he talks in this movie, I just tune it out. Like,
Yeah.
none of his lines are quotable.
No, none of his entire character being like that has no impact on the plot whatsoever, except for the last bit, the climax, where he, like, pulls him into, like, Inception land.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's it.
alters reality. That's the only...
Yeah.
And then, like, the fake Joker scene from The Dark Knight in the beginning. That's it.
Yeah.
and then his cool outfits. But yeah, Nawazuddin Siddiqui says some crap about Tiger Shroff's body and like how they have an arm and a leg. But I'm like, where'd they even get the body? Like, whose body was it on the train tracks? Because it wasn't Tiger's. Because the boy's still alive.
It was Mark's body.
Yeah, so whose body was, like, did he just rip some dude limb from limb and put
It
his
was
body?
Mark!
Yeah.
That's why he was cutting him off earlier!
But anyway, so everyone thinks Tiger's dead, including Tara Sataria.
Yeah.
And then there's like a really bad song sequence with really bad dancing, and it's like it takes itself so seriously that it's like hilarious.
Yeah, there's like rubber props, a big mask in the background.
Yeah, weird dancing. Who convinced Tiger to do this choreography with that face?
The choreography is like so lazy for this.
So weird. And then Tara Sataria basically just cries for 4 days, like, oh no, he's dead.
But she hallucinates.
But she hallucinates Tiger in the corner of her eye, and then it turns out the Tiger was just there the whole time, but she thought she was hallucinating. And he's like, I was watching you for 4 days. You really do care about me. I'm gonna get revenge on your brother. And then he's like, let me tell you what happened a year and a half ago, and then you get the full story, the full flashback.
So it picks back up at the party with Layla, and then he goes, oh, Assad Khan sent you here. And then we get Tiger going, hey, Assad Khan.
Assad Khan? Who's that?
I don't get it.
असद खान ने भेजा है ना तुझे.
Oh yeah, we never saw the conclusion of that scene.
कौन असद खान?
Come on, come with me. Come.
You haven't gotten 2 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Like, he starts blinking like crazy, like he's just...
Assad Khan.
Like, he starts acting like...
Not me.
Like Robert Durst when he catches him. Like, he just starts blinking.
You caught, Tiger.
Exactly. So, he just starts blinking like crazy, and then Nawazuddin Siddiqui takes him to this secret back room where he's got these ladies on tap, and he just sticks them on the couch with these 2 ladies.
No, they're not his ladies. They're Dogra's ladies.
Yeah, Dogra's ladies. And then Tiger gets a laptop, and he's got to hack into the central.
You got to hack into the CIA.
The CBI.
You got 60 seconds.
Yeah, 60
to hack
seconds.
into the CBI with 2 ladies like molesting you.
Yeah, so it's that guy, the guy who pretends not to understand Hindi, who has the gun to his head. And he goes, move your fingers fast or I'll move mine. And it's like, that's not how it works, dude.
Yeah, so they try to get Tiger to hack into the CBI in 60 seconds to get the data of every Indian, because 2 years ago they were doing the same plot that they're doing 2 years later, where they're trying to hack into every Indian's bank account. And Tiger finally does it. And then Nawazuddin Siddiqui recruits him to his side. And then basically there's just like a montage of scenes with Tiger like doing evil for Nawazuddin Siddiqui and getting rich. And he basically makes a bunch of apps for Nawazuddin Siddiqui, so he's not a hacker, he's like a web developer.
Yeah.
And then Nawazuddin Siddiqui like steals money from all the Indians' bank accounts. So if he was able to do that 2 years ago, then why is he still trying to do that 2 years later?
I don't know. I don't know if he ever... Well, he did get caught because Assad Khan...
He did get caught, but how did they all get freed again? They never explained that.
No, I don't think they ever explained that.
And then they're just trying to do the exact same thing 2 years later?
Yeah. It was very confusing. It was like... Tenet, but like
it was like the stupid version of Tenet.
Like that scam that rocked the country 2 years ago already happened in the future.
Yeah, so what's going on
it's
here?
It's like the bombing in that site in Russia already happened.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's basically like Tenet. And so, but then Tara Sataria says, like, oh my god, I can't believe you actually betrayed me and your mom. And he goes, no, I don't have a mom. And then you reveal also that his mom isn't actually his mom. She's a lady who got defrauded by the...
So after Tiger helped Nawazuddin Siddiqui launch his plan, he actually succeeded in stealing the money of like millions of Indians. And then his mom is one of those ladies who's defrauded by Nawazuddin Siddiqui. And Tiger Shroff just happened to run into her while he was like closing on a house.
Yeah.
And then she like revealed that she got scammed by him and that her husband committed suicide. So Tiger felt so bad that he didn't even contact Assad Khan. Assad Khan contacted him.
Yeah, because Assad Khan saw him at the Qawwali, and then he contacted him. That was Assad Khan, right? At the funeral? Yeah.
So basically, he runs into this lady who lost everything because of him, and then he like goes and has a cry, and ends up at a mosque. Like he just walks out on his friends, and then goes to a mosque.
Yeah.
And there's like a Qawwali song sequence.
Yeah. And
A
it's
very lazy Qawwali song sequence.
Yeah.
Just like copy paste Jodha Akbar or whatever.
yeah.
And then
No, compare that to Murshid Kale Holi in D-Day.
yeah, it's
No,
nothing.
it's nothing.
It was bad.
It's because they wanted that Eid audience.
Yeah, they're like releasing on Eid. We've got to put a Qawwali sequence in
And
there.
the people watching it on Eid were like,
Yeah.
you know, like the whole family just sitting there like, no,
Yeah.
I can't believe we spent our Eid watching this. Yeah, and so
So
then,
then when he goes to the mosque and cries, Asad Khan ended up being right there, like watching
Yeah.
him cry right next to the guy singing Qawwali.
yeah, yeah.
And
They cut to the two guys dancing Kawali, then
then they cut to Tiger's bad acting face.
yeah, and then he goes to his locker and empty out all his money, and then he just shows up at the bank unannounced.
And then dumps all the money there.
And the guy's like, what the heck?
And
is
the
going
guy's
on?
like, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah, so then you...
And then he walks back to the lady he defrauded and he's like, give me paradise, save me.
Yeah, but then, you know, you wonder what happened to the 9-year-old kid. How come he's not in the present?
Yeah,
you know?
because the mom that he defrauded already had a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And she's his mom in the future, but there's no 9-year-old kid, so like she just go, oh, I've got Tiger now. F you, kid. I've got Tiger now.
Yeah, there's no mention of that kid anywhere. It's like he was like a total afterthought to make her more like...
Sympathetic.
Yeah, more sympathetic. Like, they came up with a whole plot line about her husband and everything, like, last minute, you know? It could have been her son, you know, and her son committed suicide.
Yeah, because she's old enough to have an older son.
Yeah, and then Tiger could have been like, oh, I'll be your son now, I'll take care of you now, you know? But
Yeah.
no, I guess they just weren't clever enough to think of that. And so, then we cut back to the present with Tara, and
She also wanted an ambulance business, but
yeah.
he's like, I'll give you your ambulance business, and then
What happened to the ambulances, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we cut back to the present, I think, and that's... No, we don't... Do we cut back to the present?
No, because he goes back into the building on behalf of
yeah,
Asad
yeah,
Khan.
yeah. And he uploads the
And he
virus.
uploads a virus that shuts down Nawazuddin Siddiqui's whole operation.
Yeah, it's like military-grade encryption, and then we see this really cool computer graphics behind his head.
The gravity. They modeled the gravity well that the car was stuck in
Yeah.
in the earlier fight scene. It was foreshadowing.
Yeah, so-
Foreshadowing for a scene that already happened.
It's Tenet, dude. And so then, after he destroys everything, then
The Indian police were already.
Yeah.
Security, don't let Bablu leave. Don't let Bablu leave.
बबलू तुम लैला के लिए नहीं पूरे देश के लिए काम कर रहे हो तुम्हारा कोई बाल भी बांका नहीं कर सकता
Please.
Whoa!
What? Where did that come from?
They were already in the building. They cover the air ducts. What's going on here? After he makes it through with the Indian police, then his mom shows up at Nawazuddin Siddiqui's
Yeah! It's
house.
like, ooh, what's the point of this?
Why didn't he tell his mom to stay at home? Like, don't go to Nawazuddin Siddiqui's house.
Yeah, so she's his mom now all of a sudden. and she-
Yeah, 1 week later or 1 day later.
Yeah, so
Who knows?
she finds out that he and Tara Sataria have a thing. And then she goes to Nawazuddin Siddiqui's house. That's part of the same flashback, right?
It is.
Yeah. So she goes to Nawazuddin Siddiqui's house.
That's the end of the flashback.
Yeah, she says, oh, you know, let's talk about marriage and engagement and stuff like that. And then Nawazuddin Siddiqui says, oh, that's a great idea. Just get Bablu here because he wants Bablu. He wants his, like, revenge or whatever. So then Tiger shows up in his Lambo, and it turns out that on his drive over... Well, first of all, they go there, and everybody holds him at gunpoint.
Chup.
अरे क्या करे? मेरा बेटा किसी पर हाथ नहीं उठा सकता. उसने मेरी कसम खाई.
50 billion people.
Yeah.
50 billion guns.
And Nawazuddin Siddiqui's house is the same set that was used for Tiger's house at the beginning of the movie with the 20-foot tall ceilings.
No, but what about the one scene where it was actually a museum? And they got
That's after the flashback.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's after the flashback. So everybody holds them at gunpoint, and then single-handedly, that fat Pooh Bear looking Dogra guy, who, you know, earlier in the movie, he looked like friggin' Krogunk,
Yeah.
looking at Nawazuddin Siddiqui like,
सुकून है. Such a spiritual thing. रोना, रुलाना, चीखना, चिल्लाना, घबराना, माफी मांगना. मौत वसूल हो जाती है.
You know, so annoying. He stops him by raising a gun to Nawazuddin Siddiqui's head. I thought it was the mom. And so then it turns out that very, luckily, Tiger was able to get a hold of him and blackmail him with, like, incriminating sex footage with, like, I don't know, a bunch of ladies that,
Because Dogra runs, like, a prostitution ring or something.
So he had blackmail on him for that. I don't know who he was going to blackmail him to.
I think Nawazuddin Siddiqui said his wife.
I don't think he would care. But
Exactly.
anyway, so then that's when we get more of Tiger's amazing acting, where he goes from good guy to bad
He's
guy
like-
mode.
That's
Yeah.
That's literally his face from one scene to the next. Literally, his face is like, I kid you not.
No, like
And he was like,
yeah, he was going like that and all this other stuff. And he makes like a bunch of really constipated looking faces.
it's like, why?
Earlier in the movie.
No, he was pretending to be a good boy. So Dogra's like, don't hurt him, he's a good boy. But then, like, immediately after he leaves, Dogra's like, oh, he blackmailed me. And he's like making those faces at Dogra, which everyone can see because they're surrounded by 50 guys.
Yeah.
So how come nobody was like, hey Tiger, why are you making those faces? Like, what's wrong with you?
His mom should have been like, Beta, what's wrong? Why are you
Yeah,
making those
exactly.
faces? He goes, no, Mom, not making the faces. He goes, yes, you are. Why are you making that face? That would have been funny. But so, so then they leave, and I think they play the triumphant theme music again as he walks out. Because he's so cool.
And then he goes to the airport, and that was when Bablu became RJ.
मैं अपने छोटे भाई और माँ को लेके
What happened?
छोटे भाई.
What happened to Chota Bai in the present?
हमेशा हमेशा के लिए
Oh,
बता
the Rubik's Cube.
He's still never solved it.
बबलू उस दिन के बाद
Yeah, see, RJ. Where's the kid?
Yeah, and the kid was still there.
The kid is still there.
They lost him at the airport. That's the last time we see the kid. And so, yeah, Bubbloo became RJ.
And went into hiding.
Yeah, and then he went into hiding, and then that brings us up to the present timeline. So then Sataria says, but how are you going to get him back? And then he goes, nobody suspects the dead.
Yeah.
And then he's got like 6 days left to go till his
Because he
mom
watched
gets
Tara
there.
Sataria for 4 days and wasted time.
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't he just attack Nawazuddin Siddiqui then? That would have been the best time because he thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just attack him at that point?
So I think, I don't know, but I think he had to take out all those guys first. He had to take out
Why?
Zahid, Dogra, and Uday.
And then that's what happens next.
Yeah, that's what happens next. He's like, these guys are scattered to all four corners of the globe. I'm gonna have to take them all out in 6 days. And so then he goes and does these Mission Impossible missions.
Oh my god!
Where he kills these guys one by one. But yeah, so he kicks Zahid out of a helicopter. He makes Wong's own men kill him. And then he does this ingenious video game. Somehow the character's life force in the video game is tied to that guy's pacemaker. And so his kid and his wife murdered him.
Yeah, while he was right there behind them.
Yeah, well, he was right there behind him. And we get these really cool Tiger CGI graphics.
But then Tiger was standing right behind him the whole time.
In a
too.
parka watching him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did this all in 6 days. And he went to Egypt, which we all know is like a
Civilization game
footage.
CGI footage.
Yeah.
They even have like lush forests around the pyramids, and I was like, what? What is that?
So that's supposed to be Egypt. But yeah, so he goes from Egypt to China to Russia in 6 days.
I don't even
No
think that's
problem.
possible.
Yeah, no problem. And then back to India.
Unless it was 4 days. No, it wasn't 4 days during the 4 days he was watching her, because he's like, now I have to get them. They're scattered to the four corners of the earth.
Yeah.
And she's like, how?
Yeah. And then he comes back to England after that. And for some reason, he's at one airport and his mom's at another airport. And his mom gets a really awesome, warm welcome from this guy who works for Layla. Layla sees all those guys die on his laptop.
Yeah.
He goes, they all died in such stupid ways.
Yeah.
They show Layla's house in England, but it's not a house that they're filming
It's a
in.
museum.
Yeah.
आज 5 बजे बबलू की नकली माँ की फ्लाइट
Fake mothers.
अगर बबलू जिंदा है तो अपनी माँ
That's
को
not a
बचाने
house.
की
They have a friggin', fire extinguisher in the corner.
I
This
know.
is like
A set.
Yeah, no, it's not a set. It's like some
Museum.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a museum. Yeah, there's even plaques on the wall. There's plaques on the wall at the museum. You could have not shot him in front of the plaque.
They specifically went like that.
Amateurs.
Amateurs.
They focused on it before they realized, oh shit.
You sure Leila ने हीरो ही कहा था?
Yeah.
They're just in the focus.
So then Tiger and Tara go to the airport expecting to see their mom, but they just see a kid in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Sup, buddy? Can I help you with that?
No, thank you. I can do it. Pablo's mother.
And Tiger condescends to the kid. in the
Tiger's like,
wheelchair.
hey kid, do you wish you had legs?
And then,
I could carry you because I've got legs.
and the mom seems really ticked off.
I
Because,
wonder if that was even like a real extra, if that was just a random that happened to be in the shot.
yeah, and he goes, "Can I help you with that?" And the lady seems like upset. She
Yeah.
goes, "No, thank you.
She's like, I got it.
Yeah.
No, like,
Yeah.
get away.
Exactly, like you freaking
So rude.
douchebag. Like
Yeah.
no, yeah. And so then the mom shows up, and she's with these guys who are again like some random British guys who were paid like $5. Hey, you want to be in a movie? Hey, come here. You want to be in a movie? Come here. Just say the line.
Pablo कहाँ है?
Pablo has sent me.
Pablo क्यों नहीं आया?
He's gone to the other airport.
Other airport? लंदन में दो एयरपोर्ट है.
Yes, I've come to deliver you to him safely.
ओए, मैं कोई पार्सल हूँ जो तू मुझे डिलीवर करेगा. चल, सूटकेस ले.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So then they get to the final conversation at Layla's house, but it looks like a totally different location again. And the mom still thinks they're talking about marriage.
Yeah, 2 years later.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Layla convinces her, even after the first time where she got like 50 guns pulled on her. Layla convinces her that all, let bygones be bygones. I'm your friend now.
Yeah.
And she buys it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of stupidity until Layla like hypnotizes her to put her to sleep. And then Tiger goes like, oh yeah, that was my plan.
अब 5-7 मिनट तक तो तेरी माँ उठेगी नहीं.
माँ उठना please. माँ उठना.
माँ के सामने तुझे मार नहीं सकता.
Can't beat up anyone in front of my mother.
Yeah. So he's got a timer going for when he's going to download all the bank account information, but we never see the computer in the set ever.
No, it's really weird. He like runs behind a glass wall and the computer's behind him. But then when Tiger runs into the glass wall and then shatters it, he just enters an alternate dimension.
He goes into the metaverse.
Yeah, there's no computer there. Where there's like a bunch of dudes coming at him.
Ninjas on the wall. They're running on the
Yeah,
wall.
they're running on the walls and they come at him and he's like stuck in the same portion of the hallway for like 10 minutes.
Advancing like 1 inch at a time.
Yeah. Then he finally realizes that the ninjas are holograms somehow.
Yeah.
And then he gets to level 2, which is just the chess set from Harry Potter.
Wizard's chess.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? And then there's just a bunch of shots of Tiger getting battered by a styrofoam chess piece.
It's the same white pawn.
It's the same shot, like from multiple different angles, and they put it in as like him getting hit multiple different times.
Yeah, and
they're moving very slowly, and the impact is like, and then he's like,
he's overacting as per usual. But Nawazuddin Siddiqui has no idea how to play chess.
Yeah.
He's like, I control both black and white. And it's like, that's not how the game works, dude. Tiger starts doing his kung fu kicks, and then they start blowing up. And then the last level is a bunch of red curtains.
Which confuses Tiger. He gets totally discombobulated. He ends up in a room with a bunch of red curtains. He doesn't know which way is up, which way is down. Starts chasing a key grip, running under the curtain.
Yeah, there's this guy going under the curtain and going like,
yeah, no, like a cat.
One minute, 11 seconds.
to go. 1 minute, 4 seconds to go.
Yeah. They got some guy on the set run under the curtain, and then he does it. It's like some dude shuffling around uncomfortably.
Yeah, somebody walking on all fours, and then they speed it up, and then Tiger just pulling the curtain. But then he like pauses, and like you see a bunch of like numbers around his head.
It's like the meme.
Yeah, like he starts doing this complex arithmetic or something, and he's like going like. And then he like and then he goes, "This is stupid." And then he goes back. He goes back to the main room with the computer, and then he does this with both of his hands on the keyboard, and then he's like beating up Nawazuddin Siddiqui at one point, and then the mom starts waking up.
Yeah, and then that's the key. That's the key moment. That's like, oh no, it's not that the bomb's about to go off or the
timer.
The hack is about to commence. It's that
Yeah.
my mom's about to wake up. That's the important thing.
Nawazuddin Siddiqui's got like big time red juice coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, every time he talks, he pushes out more with his tongue.
Yeah. And so then Tiger shows him a mirror, and he goes, "See?"
No, my weakness.
Yeah, so he gets all freaked out.
It was like that scene from Zoolander. No.
With Mugatu.
Yeah, with Mugatu.
Yeah. So.
ये देख तेरा मैजिक भी नहीं है
What is that his weakness?
Why is the mirror his weakness?
Yeah, so obviously the writers had no idea how to wrap up the movie at this point, and they just made some stuff up. But all the actors were still sticking it out, obviously. So then,
Tiger reveals that the countdown didn't even matter because
Yeah.
he hacked. He completed the hack at like 25 seconds, and then when it goes to 0, instead of the hack commencing, you just get another Amita Bachchan gif.
Yeah.
And then Tiger's like, they do a flashback to like 1 minute before. And,
Yeah.
And Tiger like
They do that
successfully
like
hacked.
a lot, you know. They did that as well when he framed Dogra.
Yeah.
You know, and then the whole backstory.
It's like a webtoon.
Yeah, it's like a webtoon.
It's like a webtoon.
It's garbage. Horrible writing. They, honest to God, they must have just been writing it as they were filming it. And so then they leave, and then Nawazuddin Siddiqui blows himself up with a bunch of plastic avocados again.
Yeah. He had a bunch in a chest.
Yeah, so I guess we're not gonna get any more of the zzz or whatever.
करंट ही नहीं है वेट
So,
then they cut to somewhere in Vietnam.
yeah, right after that they cut to somewhere in Vietnam 6 months later. And the mom is praying again, now to Buddha.
Yeah.
And the little kid is there again, inexplicably.
Yeah. He's dancing in the corner with a rice hat on.
Yeah. And Tiger is on a little boat with Tara, and then he sees a little webcam, like, go like...
It's like a ring camera.
Yeah, it's a little ring camera, and then he looks at it, like, he takes his glasses off and he goes...
Yeah, I don't know why he does that.
So-
like the music stops, like this really ambivalent music starts playing.
Yeah, like Hans Zimmer, like... "Whoa,"
Yeah, I
you know?
don't know why.
And then when he goes back to the house, he gets a phone call.
Is the implication like they're technology free, but then that's like one piece of technology that followed him? Because like Vietnam is not technology free.
I don't know.
Should they have just gone to like freaking like, I don't know.
Like a village in the middle of like some island, some remote
Yeah.
island, like Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, some Papua New Guinea.
Go to the valley where no outsiders are allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, like, so then he gets a call from Asad Khan, and it's like,
where were you this
where
whole
were
movie?
you, bro? Like,
Where were you?
And so then the movie ends, and then we get that song, Whistle Baja, the remix. And Kriti Sanon from the first movie, she's there again, and she looks completely like dead behind the eyes, like
She just came from House Full of 4.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, like she looks very upset.
And then Tig is trying his best.
Yeah,
as per usual.
He's got kings written across his crotch.
Yep.
And he's really busting out the moves. And then the movie ends, and then you hit that other song, while the credits roll and
The
you're
Sims music.
in theater by yourself. Tiger acts like a sim. We said that.
Yeah,
as well.
Tiger acts like a
He
Sim.
makes Sims expressions.
He's so over the top. It's so cartoonic. It's so funny.
It's like off-putting. It's like Hrithik in his early career when he was like, "Oh, it's so sundaranti," you know.
Yeah, like just the shape-shifting
Yeah, weird
robot.
trying to be like a Disney prince, but
But
it's
it just comes off as like super alien.
yeah, and uncanny. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. What are you
Why?
doing? What are you doing with your face?
Yeah, why is this? Stay back!
Yeah.
No, please. So, yeah, but yeah, okay. So that's the movie. What was your favorite song?
Obviously, the fucker.
Yeah, Duffa is awesome. Great song. What was your favorite character?
No, Tig.
Yeah, as RJ or Bablu?
It's just Tiger Shroff, the actor, the character,
Yeah, the man, the myth,
the man,
legend.
the myth, the tragic backstory behind Tiger's entry into acting.
Yeah. Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, it's the best movie ever.
Yeah.
Everyone should go see it.
Yeah, you guys.
If you have a sense of humor and you don't mind watching stupid crap to laugh at it,
Yeah.
because like it gets really stupid, like hilariously stupid in parts.
Yeah, you just gotta watch, and then with subtitles, obviously, if you don't understand Hindi. But it's really good. It's like worth it. It's a great horrible movie. So
10 out of 10.
yeah,
10 out of 10 horrible movies.
10 out of
It's
10.
very entertaining.
It's worth watching. It's a long one too. It's like what, like about 3 hours.
2 hours 45.
Yeah,
Something like that.
something like that. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. We've seen it twice now, and I laughed harder the second
I
time.
laughed harder the second time,
Yeah.
and like there's not a single scene that goes by without a laugh.
Yeah, there's something
Like,
to laugh at in every scene.
There's something to laugh at every scene. It's so good.
All right, well, cool.
That's it.